Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the LG Gram, which LG says is the thinnest and lightest laptop around. So this should be pretty interesting. I've actually never reviewed a laptop from LG. I mean, most of the laptops that come in, coming from Lenovo, HP, Dell, some from Huawei, and obviously Microsoft. This is the first one I've seen from LG. Obviously, I've seen it in person. I've held it. It's a really nice, really light laptop, which portability is always important. Because you're going to throw this thing in your bag, and if you walk around all day with this laptop in a backpack on your back starts to hurt, right? Because, I mean, I just spent a week at Microsoft Build, and my back hurt by the end of it. I was carrying around two laptops the whole time. So, LG promises to maximize portability without affecting performance. And that should be pretty accurate. It used 8th generation U-series processor, which is quad core. The same performance that you're going to see from any other Ultrabook that uses that 15 watt processor. Versus, the last generation, which the 7th gen processors and I guess every generation core processor before that in an Ultrabook was dual core. So we do have some serious performance benefits of this generation. So if I pull this out, very light. I mean, first of all, I should say I don't even know which model they sent me. The Gram comes in different sizes, but it does come in at under 3 pounds. Obviously, you're not going to get dedicated graphics from this. It's definitely way too thin for any kind of dedicated graphics. But again, this is the kind of hardware that you get from an Ultrabook. I kind of wonder. No, see. Sometimes companies send me a laptop, and it feels so light and I'm amazed at how light it is. Then I realize I didn't put the battery in. But no, there is no removable battery on this. This is the laptop itself, and it is indeed very light. So let's see what else is in the box before we power this up. We have a USB Type-C to Ethernet adapter, which is always useful if you go to events like I do. We have a charger, which I assume is also... Oh, no, this is a pin charger, which is kind of disappointing. And a power cable. And, there's more. Oh, just paperwork. And if you watch my videos at all, you know that I do not read the paperwork. It's a Windows 10 PC. We know how they work. We can pull this plastic off here and see it in its... Because I thought it was glossy for a second, which wouldn't have been as fun. So yeah, this is the silver color, and it's standard aluminum body. Okay, the screen even feels super light. Looks like a 14-inch display. 8th gen Core i7. You see, this is as far back as the screen goes. It is not a convertible. Again, this kind of stuff has to happen in order to get this screen size. So let's hit the power button here and boot it up. We can see the LG screen. Looks like it's 1080p. All right. Keyboard seems really comfortable. It's some nice key travel given the thinness of the device. Okay, and we can see over here we have two USB Type-A ports, lock, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, micro SD slot, and then over here I assume that we have a Type-C port, which is right here, and HDMI, another Type-A port, and then power, which is pretty incredible. Most of the devices that go for the thin and light angle these days, the first thing they do is they cut out those Type-A ports. I have quite a few. Can I touchscreen? Yes, we do have a touchscreen. That might be a 15-inch screen. But anyway, but the first thing they do is they cut out those Type-A ports. So, for example, MacBook Pro, Dell XPS 15 2-in-1. The XPS 15 2-in-1 has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and 2 USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-C ports. So, you end up using an adapter. I realize that these companies want to move us into a future where we don't need Type-A anymore, but I don't think that we're there yet. I think everybody has at least one Type-A thing that they want to plug in. So this device does have a fingerprint sensor in the power button, which is also excellent. I have to see how this works because Huawei did it in a really smart way with the MateBook, which is that it actually reads your fingerprint reader before the machine boots up. And Huawei's fingerprint readers are so fast that all you do is you're just pressing the power button to turn it on, and it just logs you in. Every other PC that I've used, you'll use it to the power button to turn it on, and then you'll have to scan the fingerprint reader again once it's on and at the lock screen. So I would really love to see LG doing the same thing, because I think that is a wonderful feature. But what I was saying though about how we still need Type A ports, like it might be a mouse, it might be an Xbox controller, because Xbox controller is plugging through micro USB, and it's a lot more common to find a Type A to micro USB adapter than a Type C to micro USB adapter. Those are kind of rare. And I don't think that docks are the answer. It seems like every company is saying, look, we got all these Thunderbolt 3 ports. Now you can use our Thunderbolt 3 dock. And I to me, that's just another thing to carry around. Ultimately, I do want to see everything connect through Type-C. I want to see everything charging through Type-C as well, because the convenience of charging everything with one cable, your phone, your laptop, your 15 other laptops, because I assume everybody has as many as I do. But the things. This device is also MIL STD810G tested, so we should be able, despite how light it is, it's apparently not fragile. That means that it should be shock proof, drop proof. You should be able to stand up to extreme temperatures, dust proof, or dust resistant. So it should be really durable. Lenovo does this with their ThinkPads. A lot of PC makers, and that's something you want to look for, because this thing, it's not cheap. Any premium laptop's not cheap. You're spending over $1,000 on a laptop. You don't want to drop it and ruin it. You shouldn't have to worry about that. So that's really cool. LG does have a video showing this off, and I'm going to see if I can do one too, but I don't know. So we can take some of the take a look at some of the software that's offered here, because like I said, I have never reviewed an LG. I keep trying to say used, but I did use this at CES, but it was a demo. So let's see what they have. That's the first thing I want to check for. There's no McAfee, which is wonderful. So pre-installed antivirus, to me, is one of the worst things that any company can do, because that's the first thing I do, is just get rid of it. I don't think it's useful for anybody. By the way, there probably isn't pen support for this. One, it's too thin. Two, it's a laptop, and that's not a typical feature. So LG software over here, there's LG Control Center, Easy Guide Troubleshooting, Update Center. So let's open the Update Center. Maybe there's some firmware devices. That's one of the first things I do when I get a new PC, is update. Look for updates for any drivers, BIOS, anything. It's one of those things you want to do, because, again, brand new PC, it's expensive. If you don't want to run into issues that you might not have to have. So yeah, LG has its own software update center. Some companies don't, some of them just do it through Windows Update. Those are very few and far between, but it's worth noting, because LG isn't one of the big name PC makers. LG is really more known for appliances, phones, stuff like that. But system is up to date. Fantastic. So yeah, this PC looks awesome. Obviously 16:9 screen. I'm a fan of the 16:9 screen. I know a lot of people are not. A lot of people like 3:2, which is what Microsoft uses in the Surfaces. To me, it makes more sense if I can snap windows side by side. So, I'm writing articles. Usually, a lot of times, there's a press release, and I'll have the press release over here, and I'll have the article I'm writing over here. To me, it makes more sense to have the wider screen to be able to do that. And I know some people, 3:2 is better if you're going into a tablet mode or content creation, video editing, that kind of stuff. So, obviously there's different angles for each one. Again, I just want to get across just how light this machine is. It should come in at about 2.4 pounds. And by the way, if you get the 13-inch model, it's 2.1 pounds, which is unbelievably light for a laptop, and especially for one this big. I mean, this is a 15.6 inch display. It should be, by the way. Again, I have no documentation here saying which model they actually sent me. I saw this for the first time at the same time that you did, right? So it looks like a 15.6 inch display to me. I suppose it could be the 14 inch model. You know, it's not huge differences here. That would be 2.2 pounds, by the way. Which, either way, unbelievably light. You know, and you have ports, you have a quad-core 15-watt processor. I'm really excited to review this because I think it's going to be pretty awesome. The only thing I wish I had a 4K display. I do prefer a 4K display over battery life, although battery life is one thing that we're going to be looking at here because it's so thin. You know, you would assume that there has to be a sacrifice made somewhere, and if it's not made in the CPU, it's not made in the keyboard space, which, again, a lot of companies went for those shallow keys. LG did not. The trackpad is clickable. Again, this stuff takes up space, so we're going to find out if they sacrifice on battery life, and 4K would obviously sacrifice a lot more battery life. So, I'll have a review for this in hopefully about 4 weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So, stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.